What's good, everybody? TJ Murphy here, SDR Triple Option Podcast. These are my interviews with boys basketball captains Evan Johnson and Karter Petzenhauser, as well as my interview with the head Tiger, Head Coach Kory Petzenhauser. What's up, everybody? SDR Triple Option Podcast here. We're more than just football. We are basketball, too. How about that whole deal? And with me today are the two of the football captains and the basketball captains, Evan Johnson and Karter Petzenhauser. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me. So, practice started Monday. How's it going so far? This is more of a KP question.
It's been going good. I mean, we've had good energy. We got a lot of guys back from last year, so it's definitely picked up pace from the start of last year. So, very good.
EJ, how's it practice for you so far?
It's been going good. You know, I've been getting mental reps of a lot of this stuff and picking up and doing what I can with my left hand.
So we know we've got you two, and you guys are back as starters from last year. Who else are we looking to? Who else is showing out so far in practice, and who are we looking for to help you guys on the hardwood this year?
Senior Evan Schmidt coming back, starter. You got Riley DeWitt, junior, starter. Owen Olson, back, junior, starter. And then you got Devin Dirks, Jimmy, James Slattery, Davis Hogue. A lot of guys that can make impact. A lot of guys, yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of the familiar football guys here, like Klein. I'm seeing Timmer,
Campbell. They'll all make an impact.
So you guys should be really like 8, 9, 10 deep at least, right?
For sure.
I like that.
Everyone will be capable.
So when does the season start?
I believe it's November 30th at Sioux City East.
Yep. Okay. I like that. Start with a 4A?
Yep.
Start with a 4A school. That's a heck of a test for you guys right away.
Yep.
So in the Lakes Conference, that's the first goal, right? Win the Lakes?
Mm-hmm.
Who are we looking for to be the biggest competition?
The whole Western for sure.
Anybody besides them? Or how about this? Teams that you have circled that you want to take care of, besides whole Western?
Everyone, honestly. We just want to go in, beat everyone, win out in the conference.
So but whole Western's the team you got circled.
Defending 2A champs, yep.
Yeah.
We split with them last year, so.
Mm-hmm. And then like potential trap games. Who do you think is like underlooked in the conference that you guys should have like be worried about? That no one's probably like talking about.
I think Cherokee's got a lot of older guys back this year, so they'll definitely be experienced. They'll be tough. I think Esterville has some guys back that can be dangerous, so can't take anyone.
Okay. And how about like beyond the conference? Like as you look out there in 3A, if you want to get to where you want to go, which would be what do they call it, the well now? The well, and hoist that trophy. Who do you see out there potentially?
I mean, it
or have you done much research?
It kind of depends what way we go, but if we go the way we did last year, it would probably be Clear Lake again or some of those teams out east. So.
That was a heck of a game you guys had against Clear Lake last year. They're going to state. So that's the goal, to get a little bit better this year. So.
Exactly.
One more thing, KP, can you make it from here to that hoop?
Of course.
All right, Justin, we're going to have you pull around here. KP, you get one shot. Oh, that was close. And Mr. Producer, could we get a dunk on tape?
You want to do it? Can we do it?
I got you. I need a ball.
What's up, everybody? TJ Murphy, SDR Triple Option Podcast, joined by the man, the head of the Spencer Tiger Boys basketball program, Mr. Kory Petzenhauser. Kory, thanks for joining me, partner.
Thanks for having me.
How are things going so far? Practice started Monday. How are things going so far?
Yeah, pretty good. You've had 3 pretty solid days, getting guys back in shape a little bit, and getting some legs back under them. And we usually get to the middle of the week and things kind of slow down a little bit, but it hasn't been for these guys. These guys have stayed at it, and they've really pushed each other, and so we've had a good 4 days so far.
How many guys are out? Let's go 9 through 12. How many guys are out?
9 through 12, we're 38, 37, somewhere in there. I think we got 15 freshmen and 9 sophomores, and 9 juniors and 6 seniors.
So the freshmen, they had a lot of guys on the football field, like 38 or so. So it's good to see a lot of them playing winter sports as well.
Yeah.
A lot of them wrestle too, or do you know?
Yeah, I think that's just a really athletic group. So I know Adam's numbers are big. I think they're in the mid 40s, 9 through 12. So which is good. I mean, with swimming, we probably got close to 100 guys that are involved in a winter sport. So it's awesome to see, and it certainly allows for some great success, I think, too.
So Kory, a lot of people watching this might not know a lot about you. How long have you been here? Where'd you go to high school and college and playing experience and all that good jazz? Enlighten us, would you?
Yeah, this is my 12th year, and been fortunate to be the head coach all 12 years. I spent a year as an assistant at Sioux City Heelan before I came here.
We will not hold that against you, by the way.
On the girls' side, and so 13 years I've been back teaching and coaching, and grew up in Calhoun County. Went to school at Southern Calhoun, and from there graduated high school and played at Drake for 3 years, and then my last year transferred to University of South Dakota and finished up there at USD. So that's been a long time ago. So my playing days are far over.
All right. Well, we know where the boy and the girl get it from. The son and the daughter get it from. I guess it starts at the top.
Yeah, it starts with the mother. That's where it starts with.
Who are we looking for big time contributors this year? You got a lot of talent back from last year. A team that just about went to state.
Yeah, we do. This is probably the most experienced group that I've had in the 12 years. Obviously we've got 6 really good seniors. Karter comes back, after a phenomenal junior year, second team All-State, and really as a coaching staff probably exceeded our expectations for what kind of numbers he was able to put up last year. But Evan Schmidt is made so many strides, and I think we saw it this fall in the football season, just the confidence that he's playing with now as a senior, and we certainly expect that to carry over into the winter season. And EJ, he's banged up right now, and be a little bit before we get him, but he was a little bit limited last year as a junior because of his shoulder that he dinged in football, and I thought it really limited his ability to shoot the ball last winter, but he shot it fantastic this summer, so we're expecting big things out of him. And Devin Dirks is another kid that's really phenomenal shooter, can stretch the floor for us, played a lot last year as a junior. Jimmy Slattery is pound for pound as tough as anybody that we got on the team, and he's really improved this summer as really a defender. That's what we took away the most out of him from the summer. And Davis Hogue is a guy that played quite a few JV minutes. Probably of those 6, didn't play as much on the varsity level last year, but he's a kid that's just continued to improve every year. And then our 2 junior guards with Riley and Owen, both started last year, all year as sophomores, and so we're expecting big things out of them again. And really that junior class from there, we'll probably start with those 8, and from there then we'll see where 9, 10 and beyond comes from. But there are a lot of juniors behind Riley and Owen that are really.
So what you're trying to say right now, there's a lot of minutes up for grabs, and you got to prove it right here on the basketball practice floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And not having EJ probably till after the break is some more minutes that open up. So we want to play fast. We want to play with pace and tempo, and you can't do that playing 6 guys. So we're gonna have to be 8, 9, 10 deep, from game 1, and that's the fun thing about these first couple of weeks is being able to get that stuff sorted out and see where those minutes are going to fall. So
you talked about playing up tempo. That kind of parlays into my next question. What are your, and we'll be very vanilla about this, what are your offensive and defensive philosophies? Be vanilla about that, but what do you like to do?
Yeah, well, offensively we want to push the transition. We want to try and get stuff early before the defense can get set. And then really we want to space the floor, and we want to give our guys opportunities to put the ball on the floor and create. I think that's the strength of our guys. When you look at Karter and Riley and Owen and Jimmy, and those guys can really get into the teeth of the defense and create an advantage for us. And then we're kicking out the shooters. So spacing, cutting. We've done a lot of screening in the past. We're not going to do as much of that to start right now. Just in the hopes that we can play even faster that way. And defensively, we'll primarily be man and match up. We won't really full court press, but we'll do some things to make it difficult on the opponent getting the ball off the floor. And we'll sprinkle
half-court traps, three-quarter traps, things of that nature.
Yep. And we'll tag the guard. Whoever their lead guard is, we'll tag them. Full court, but it won't necessarily be to try to get them to turn it over. It's really more just to kind of wear them out a little bit and hopefully kind of cost them later on in the game when it gets to crunch time.
So then when you go to like timeouts, I've always been curious by this. When you go to timeouts, whether it be you call it a timeout, the other coach, halftime, quarter, what kind of things are you looking for? Does game flow to try to make adjustments off that? More encouragement? Kind of both?
Yeah, it can vary. You get on a run and your opponent has to take a timeout. You're really encouraging the guys and wanting to continue with the same things that you're doing. If the reverse is the case where they've gone on a little bit of a run, then we're going to look to do some tactical stuff to try to make some adjustments, or maybe it's just a case where they've had 2 or 3 possessions where we've seen them do this. They score on it. We got to make an adjustment, or maybe in the flow of the offense, maybe a guy that we want getting a shot doesn't get the shot. So then we got to maybe take a timeout, get a set called where we can stem the run that they potentially are on. So it kind of varies a little bit depending on the situation.
So I know the ultimate goal is to cut down those things right there down at Des Moines. I know that, but what would you call it a successful season this year outside of being the last team standing in 3A?
Well, I think.
Or is there anything else besides that?
Yeah, I think that's probably the end goal in mind. But I mean, there's things along the way that certainly we want to try to accomplish. I mean, obviously. This is the last year that Western's going to be in the Lakes, and so
go 2-0 against them.
Well,
send them out the right way.
Yeah, and so certainly, we want to be able to compete and try to win the Lakes this year. I think that we're in a position to be able to do that, having split with them last year. Obviously, our numbers aren't great in this league in terms of numbers of teams, but the quality is going to be really good this year. Really, Spirit Lake's going to be the only group that's probably going to be kind of cycling through a new crew. So everybody else is going to be very senior oriented. Cherokee's probably going to start 5 seniors. Storm Lake's going to start 4 or 5 seniors. Esterville's got some guys back, and obviously Western now. So we want to try to win that conference title, and those are probably the 2 things. And from there, it's just making strides all year long to try to prepare ourselves that when we get to February, middle of February, and we're starting tournaments, that we're in a position where we feel confident we can make a run.
So outside of those conference games, you look forward to those games. Any other games that you kind of have circled that you're looking forward to, other than the first round of the playoffs, of course?
Yeah.
As you kind of think about the schedule up in your head a little bit.
It's always tough.
I know you start with Sioux City East. That's a very nice test to start the season.
Yep. And especially having to go down there. We got Unity Christians back on our schedule this year, which we played them the first couple of years that I was here, and then they dropped, and so traditionally they've been a very good program. Personally for me, we get an opportunity. It's just kind of one of those deals. Our former AD Ryan Sweeney's at Bondurant Farrar, and Perry just left their league, so they were looking for some games. And he called me and was wanting to know what our schedule looked like and some other things, and we were able to work it out. We're actually gonna play that game in Lake City in my high school gym.
Oh, cool.
So
nice.
That turned out to be about halfway for Bondurant, about halfway.
That's a
for
suburb
us.
of Des Moines, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
So, and that'll be a great test. Obviously they had a great fall in football. They got a kid back that was a third-team All-State. He was a sophomore last year. He was their quarterback in the fall for their football team. So they'll have athletic guys. That'll be a good test for us. It'll be a neutral environment. So some of those kind of situations that we might see in the tournament.
Not you might not have looked at this too much, but I'm going to look outside of the Lakes Conference and other teams into 3A. To get where you want to go, have you looked at some of the other teams in 3A that you might have to contend with?
Well,
to get to, Des Moines and so on, or not? Have you really looked?
I mean, there's really probably one of two ways. Last year we went east for the postseason, which is the first time that we've done that since I've been here. But at that point, Esterville was still up in 3A with us. Esterville's, I think, the biggest 2A now, so they've dropped down. I'm guessing we will go back west again this year for postseason. So, you look that way. Lamar's traditionally been very good. They'll have a nice group again this year. We saw them some this summer. MOC, I think, has a really good junior class. Sergeant Bluff will be retooling some things. Heelan, I think, is still kind of in the rebuilding phase. Us and Storm Lake will be in there, and then they'll usually grab a couple other teams from, whether it's Carroll and Denison or going in Humboldt, and they'll just kind of put it together. So, it'll be a challenge whichever way we go. I think that we'll be, as talented as anybody in Northwest Iowa Class 3A, and it's just a matter of being able to, handle those moments and be able to win those types of games. So.
Well, this is going to come out, I believe, next week. So we're gonna see how well you can look into the future. I'm gonna ask you your prediction for the Class 4A and the 3A championship games, because you are a big football fan. You are at every game. Yep. So Xavier Lewis Central, who do you got?
I watched both those semifinals last week, and
impressive, Xavier. Well, actually, both teams.
Both teams, and maybe it's the homer in me thinking that they beat us. I think Lewis Central's got too much firepower on the offensive side to be able to lose that game. And then I don't know, Ankeny and Southeast Polk.
That's really good. A lot of athletes on the field.
Absolutely, yeah. Ankeny won last year. I think I'll take Southeast Polk this year.
And then, I'm going to go to 2A right now, because you said you're from Southern Cal. Southeast Valley is
close.
Pretty much right there. They play West Lyon. Who do you got in that one?
I think probably Southeast Valley is probably the best team in 2A.
I agree with that. They were up. I think they were up top all season. Had to play that gauntlet in that district. And then 3A, which I think is going to be fantastic. BHRB and Harlan.
I was actually a little bit surprised at the way Humboldt was able to kind of keep things fairly close with Harlan. BHRB is just a machine.
They're a freight train. Yeah, we found that out last year too.
So as impressive as Harlan has been and some of the wins that they've had, I think Boyden Hall wins it.
I do too. I agree with that. I pretty much agree with all your picks. That's not any fun.
I know it.
So, the only thing I'd have left is potentially, what are the chances you think I hit a 3, like right now, cold, on a scale of 1 to 10?
On the scale of 1 to 10,
the chances I hit a 3.
You've got an Iowa sweatshirt on, so maybe you can channel your inner Jason Bohannon and knock one down. I'm guessing I'll give you a 3 to make a 3. Chance.
We ain't got a ball around here, so God dang it, we can't do it. So.
Funny how that works.
Kory Petz, thanks. You did well, sir. You're like a seasoned pro, my man.
I know.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Kory Petzenhauser.